A globe completely engulfed in flames.
Ooh.
Like we're taking over the world.
Like we're spreading like wildfire, but in an elegant way. I mean, understated. It should communicate integrity, honesty, classiness.
A love for the community.
A love for the whole world, really.
Humble.
But not too humble. I want to exude pride, like humble pride.
A bald eagle wrapped in an American flag, in his talon, a stack of $100 bills.
We're financially successful and patriotic.
Something like this? That's incredible.
That is amazing. With a logo like that, we're gonna sell a lot of beard combs.
Some shows don't need a celebrity narrator to introduce the show, but this show does. In a world filled with endless opportunities, why would two men who have built 13 multi-million-dollar businesses altruistically invest 5 hours per day to teach you the best practice business systems and moves that you can use? Because they believe in you, and they have a lot of time on their hands. They started from the bottom, now they're here. It's the Thrive Time Show, starring the former U.S. Small Business Administration's Entrepreneur of the Year, Clay Clark, and the entrepreneur trapped inside an optometrist's body, Dr. Robert Zillner. 2 men, 8 kids, co-created by 2 different women, 13 multi-million-dollar businesses.
Get ready to enter the Thrive Time Show.
Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we here.
We started from the bottom, now we're on the top, teaching you the systems to get what we got. Cutting Dixon's on the hooks, I break down the books. Z's bringing some wisdom and the good looks. As the father of 5, that's why I'm a dive. So if you see my wife and kids, please tell them hi. It's the C and Z up on your radio, and now 3, 2, 1, here we go.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, and
Yes, 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 and yes. Thrive Nation, on today's edition of the Thrive Time Show. On today's edition of the Thrive Time Show, we're talking to you. Specifically, we're teaching on the concept of how to improve the branding of your company. And if you want to follow along, just go to thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire, thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire. And the purpose of this show is to help people such as yourself to achieve massive success. And so it's all about implementation. And that's why we do the in-person workshops. That's why I do the one-on-one coaching. And again, if you want to go to page 117, you can follow along as we read here from my newest book, A Millionaire's Guide, How to Become Sustainably Rich, at thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire. And so to page 117 we go. And I write, I view branding as simply the perception that the world has about you and your business. Branding is simply a perception, and perception that will match reality over time. Sometimes your brand will be ahead and other times it will be behind. But your brand is simply what people think about your company and the products and services you offer. Your brand is simply what people think about when they think about your company. And the only way to brand, to sear that idea into the brains of your ideal and likely buyers, is to focus on the results you provide your customers and the emotional connection you want your ideal and likely buyers to have with your products. Once you know what your brand is and who your ideal and likely buyers are, it is very important that you brand your company properly by consistently doing the following 2 things correctly. 1, always have your ideal and likely buyers in mind when you do any marketing. Ask yourself, what message will resonate with your ideal and likely buyers most? Number 2, never do any branding or marketing that will cause your ideal and likely buyers to lose trust in you and your brand. So you say, well, how does that work? What are some specific takeaways that I need to implement as a result of this? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to now flash forward or flip forward to a page in the book here. This is going to be page 122. 122. So you're going to 122, and I'm going to give you 12 specific moves that will help your brand to stand out in the clutter of commerce. So how do I find it? You're going to go to thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire to download the book. I'm going to pull up the PDF because I already have the PDF already downloaded. And so I'm going to pull it up here, and we're going to be going here to page 122. So I'm pulling it up, and page 122. And I'm scrolling down. And again, this is my newest book, A Millionaire's Guide, How to Become Sustainably Rich. This is page 122. And this is, I mean, if you come to a workshop, if you're a one-on-one coaching client, this is what I focus on, is actually implementing things that will grow your company. That's why our average client will double in size very quickly. If you go to thrivetimeshow.com and you go to the testimonials button, you're going to see thousands, specifically more than 2,000 clients that have had massive success as a result of implementing the systems that we teach. And it's very linear, it's very step-by-step, and it's not about emotions, it's not about feelings, it's about implementing the specific moves that will work. And so we're going to go to page 122, and I'm going to read off to you the specific steps that you need to take today if you are to grow your company. And then in part 2 of today's show, I'm going to share with you a testimonial of a client we've worked with for many years, a man by the name of Brian Wiggs, and we've helped him to grow his company dramatically as well. And then you're also going to hear a testimonial from another home builder by the name of Aaron Antis. And we've helped Aaron Antis to grow his company from around $16 million of gross sales to over $150 million in gross sales. And but we don't just help home builders. You're also going to see a testimonial from Charles Kolaw, a gym owner. We've helped him to grow his business dramatically. These super moves will work. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through the 12 moves that you can use, the 12 super steps that you need to implement to enhance your branding now. So 1, you got to create a website that's better than your competition. And I don't know that enough people think about their website and they think about whether their website is better than the competition. But you really need to have those thoughts. You need to look up your top 3 competitors and ask yourself, is your website as good and or better than the website of your closest competitor? So I'm going to pull up this screen real quick so you can see this. Everybody who's listening on the audio only version, I'll try to reference the website so you can view them directly, but kolawfitness.com. kolawfitness.com. This is a client we've helped to grow massively over the years that we've had an opportunity to serve him. And you can see his testimonial at thrivetimeshow.com/testimonials, but that's kolawfitness.com. And you see his website. If you go to Google right now and you do a search for Joplin Gyms, this is one of the markets he's in, Joplin Gyms. And you look and you see, wow, Kolaw comes up top in the Google search results. Kolaw's website comes up top after a Yelp, ahead of Planet Fitness. And you can actually see the Kolaw Fitness video testimonials popping up. Yes, I mean, we're very intentional to make sure that our website is better than the competition. Another example, a longtime client I've worked with called OxyFresh. If you want to see the handiwork or the success story of OxyFresh, just do a search for carpet cleaning quotes, and you'll see that OxyFresh, as of right now, has 254,994 reviews, making OxyFresh the highest rated carpet cleaning business in America, and the highest rated and most reviewed service business in America, period. And that's oxyfresh.com, oxifresh.com. Now, I've worked with John Barnett, the founder of OxyFresh, and we've together we've helped to grow this brand from the few locations. Now there's over 500 OxyFresh locations, and they're still franchising. And if you want to open up a turnkey business that will allow you to achieve time and financial freedom, one way to do it is by buying a franchise, and oxyfresh.com is a great opportunity for that. Another brand you can look at, these are all brands I've worked with or am working with, is called tiptopcanine.com. They are a dog training business. And so what we want to do in the dog training business is we want to come up top in those search results. But not only do we want to come up top, when we come up top, we want to make sure our website is better than the competition. And so imagine that you were in Franklin, Tennessee today, and you were looking for a dog trainer. So you're not, wherever you live, forget for a moment that you lived there, and just say you lived in Franklin, Tennessee, and you did a search on your computer today for Franklin dog training. Well, guess who comes up top? Tip Top Canine. Is that intentional? Yes. And what client do we work with? Again, we work with Tip Top Canine. That's the brand we work with, Tip Top Canine. Why do they come up top? Well, it's because the particular franchisee is diligently getting the most reviews. He's writing the most original content, and we're making sure that website ranks top in those Google search results. So that's what we do. That's how we do it. That's what you need to do. That's what you need to do. If you want to grow your business and achieve massive success, you have to create a website that's better than your competition. 2, you have to create a logo that's better than your competition. And I think a lot of times people want to spiritualize the logo and make the logo more important than it is. It just needs to be a professional logo. What does that mean? You can look at the logo here of Tip Top Canine. You can look at the logo of OxyFresh. You can look at the logo of Cola Fitness. You can look at these things. And that's what we do to help grow businesses. We'll help you make that logo. 3rd, you want to create a one sheet that clearly shows the value between you and the competition. Clearly shows the difference between you and your competition. So how do we do that? Well, if you go to scoreball.com, this is a longtime client, scoreball.com, and you go there and you pull up their website. On the Score Basketball website, he has a comparison chart where you can see how Score Basketball stacks up to that of their closest competition. And you can see with Score, they've taken the time to sit down and determine how they stack up versus their closest competition. And it's documented right there at scoreball.com. Next item here, you want to create print materials. Number 4, print materials that are better than your competition. You want to make sure your business cards, your print pieces, your one sheets, everything that you have that you use to market your company is better than your competition. 5, you want to create a marketing video that succinctly explains what problems you solve, who you are, and why people should buy from you. If you don't have a marketing video in place that clearly explains the problems you solve, who you are, and why people should buy from you, that's not a good thing. Number 6, you want to create signage that will wow your ideal and likely buyers. When people are driving down the road, we want to make sure that if your business is a business that has a physical location or a business that occupies any kind of space on the typical commute, you want to make sure that people see you and it wows them. If you're at a trade show, we want to make sure people see your signage and it wows them. We want to make sure if people see you at a local networking event that your people see your signage and it wows them. If you have an auto wrap, we want to make sure we auto wrap your vehicle in a way that wows people and attracts the attention of your ideal and likely buyer. For the Tip Top Canine franchises, this is one thing that we do. If you're out there today and you buy a Tip Top Canine franchise, we auto wrap the vehicles. All vehicles are auto wrapped. Why do we do that? Well, if you're going to show up and train someone as a dog and you're trying to wow your ideal and likely buyer, sometimes having that visual look of fully auto wrapped vehicles inspires confidence that your business is a real business and that you weren't a startup that was started yesterday and is poorly funded. So if you have an auto wrap, if you see clients via visits, in-person visits, via remote visits, it's a good idea to auto wrap those vehicles if you do the math and you recognize that the vehicles that you're in could turn into marketing. They could be ongoing on the road marketing. And that could be a great thing for you. Next thing to look at here, okay? Number 7, you want to make sure that everything your customers see or experience is first class and intentional. When you go into my haircut stores, my haircut chains, Elephant in the Room, of which I have 3 stores. There's 2 additional stores in Oklahoma City. When you go into the stores, I want to make sure that the music that you experience when you walk in is great. I want to make sure that the atmosphere is great. I want to make sure that, what does great mean? It's intentional. I want to make sure that the lobby is intentional. I want to make sure that the build out is intentional. I want to make sure that every aspect of the business is intentional. So when you walk in, you feel as though you're walking into a place where somebody clearly had a plan and they're implementing that plan. I don't want you to walk into a place where you feel as though it's just randomness. You want the sights, the sounds, the smells, the entire atmosphere, the way the phone is answered, the way the place smells, the way the place looks, everything that a customer experiences needs to be first class. Number 8, you want to create a Google map and a Google business map, and you want to optimize that map. You want to optimize your Google map. And we can walk you through that at our in-person business workshops. We teach you how to do that as a one-on-one client. We can help you as well. The next is you want to get the most Google reviews. You have to have the most objective Google reviews from your ideal and likely buyers, because it turns out, this just in, people read reviews. So you look here at Franklin, Tennessee dog training. If you were thinking about hiring a dog trainer, Who would you at least consider? I would say that most people tend to consider the business that is the highest rated and most reviewed. And that's very important that you are intentional about gathering objective reviews from your ideal and likely buyers. Number 10, you want to gather testimonial videos from your happy clients. If you have happy clients, you want to be able to prove that you have happy clients. It is a phenomenon in the world of business to have happy clients. Why? Because a lot of people unintentionally and or intentionally irritate their customers all the time by offering poor service and poor quality. So that is a thing. Number 11, you want to make sure you have memorable uniforms at both Elephant in the Room and Tip Top Canine, also at Cola Fitness, also at OxyFresh. These are real companies. There are uniforms that are required. Why? Because if you are not intentional about how your employees should dress or appear, typically they will dress up like pirates, like sorority girls for Halloween, like they've been living in a dumpster, like a member of the Antifa activist group. They tend to dress as shockingly bad as possible if you do not define the boundaries with which they are allowed to dress. And then you want to create a story video. Now, the story video is a video on your website that shares your story and why somebody would want to work with you and be a part of your team. And it's very important that you have that so people, the customers and potential employees would go to your website and go, oh, that's their story. Oh, that's why I would want to work with them. Oh, that's what the business stands for. Oh, that's why they do it. And that's very important. Now, I'll leave you with this final quote before we show some testimonials of real people out there just like you that have had massive success. This is Michael Levine. He is the former PR consultant back in the day. Now, this is many, many years ago when I first met Michael. And at that time, Michael was described as the PR consultant of choice for Michael Jackson, for Prince, for Nike, for Pizza Hut, for Nancy Kerrigan, George Carlin, and many other massively successful celebrities and large brands. And you might not like the brands or the celebrities I just mentioned, but the results of the PR consulting provided by Michael Levine are undeniable. And he writes this. He says, if you give someone a present and you give it to them in a Tiffany box, it's likely that they'll believe that the gift has a higher perceived value than if you gave it to them in a box, in no box or a box of less prestige. That's not because the receiver of the gift is a fool, but instead because we live in a culture in which we gift wrap everything. Our politicians, our corporate heads, our movie and TV stars, and even our toilet paper. It's worth repeating. Let me read it again. It says, if you give someone a present and you give it to them in a Tiffany box, it's likely that they'll believe that the gift has a higher perceived value than if you gave it to them in no box or a box of less prestige. And that's not because the receiver of the gift is a fool, but instead because we live in a culture in which we gift wrap everything. Our politicians, our corporate heads, our movie and TV stars, and even our toilet paper. So I just encourage you today, as we wrap up this particular section of the training, think about your business and think about your branding. And make sure that your business is branded properly so that you can wow your ideal and likely buyers. And as far as a call to action today, the 3 calls to action I have for you is, one is if you go to thrivetimeshow.com, you can always schedule a one-on-one consultation with me. It's a free 13-point assessment. We usually have 3 to 5 people a day reaching out to schedule that 13-point assessment. And I only take on 160 clients. And so that 13-point assessment is really our opportunity to see if you're a good fit. And just to be very clear, as of the date of as the date that we're recording today's show, I charge $1,700 a month, 1,700 per month to grow companies. And typically our average client will double in size very quickly. And if you go to the testimonials button, you can see over 2,000 documented success stories of clients out there just like you that we've helped to grow and to scale their companies here over these past 17, 18 years. So again, that's thrivetimeshow.com/testimonials. If you want to schedule a consultation, you can do that. Also, if you want to attend an in-person business workshop, the way we do those workshops is we tell people it's $250 to attend or whatever price that you can afford to pay. And I do that because I grew up poor and I know what it's like to not have an opportunity to achieve massive success. So we have the one-on-one business consultation. We have the in-person business workshops. And then also we have a business school. And the business school is an opportunity for you to have access to an entire library of business videos and training videos that can help you to scale your business today. And again, that's the one-on-one coaching, the business school, and the business conferences. They're all available right there at thrivetimeshow.com. And so without any further ado, we're going to end this section of the show with a boom, because boom stands for big, overwhelming, optimistic momentum. And that's what's required to achieve massive success in the world of business, is big, overwhelming, optimistic momentum. And so without any further ado, here we go. 3, 2, 1, boom. Well, Thrive Nation, one thing that Clay Stairs and I get to do is to help wonderful people work on their business and to transform their business from maybe a job that seems overwhelming at times as a self-employed person into a business that they love. And we're passionate about helping you to grow your company because we're passionate about the clients that we serve. And this next guest, this next person I'm going to introduce you to, this next testimonial, is a guy that I actually hired him to build my home.
Yes.
And I was very, very happy with the home building process. My wife was super happy with the complete project because she worked with him to design it. So I want to make sure my wife is happy with the house that she co-designed. And I kept hearing great things about today's guest, Brian Wiggs, from other people that have used Brian Wiggs. And then when we started on the initial path, Clay Stairs, one of the things we do with our clients is to help them improve their branding, which involves them calling up their current and former customers and to gather video reviews.
Yes.
And every person that we contacted, they wanted to do a testimonial for Brian Wiggs because they loved in the product that he built for them. And so without any further ado, Brian Wiggs, welcome on to the Thrive Time Show. How are you, sir?
Hey, I am doing great. Thanks for having me on. I'm glad to talk to you guys.
Well, Brian, I'm going to hit you up with 5 quick questions, and I'm going to go to Clay Stairs to interrogate you here.
Here we go.
How did you first hear about our team, Clay Stairs? How did that happen?
Originally, Clay and I met at a Chamber of Commerce meeting here in Jinx, Oklahoma, in my hometown here. And he had some good things to say. So I went up and talked to him afterwards, and he started telling me about the way you guys work, and it sounded very intriguing. So that first connected us a couple of years ago.
And you guys meet every week. Every week you meet and you leave the meeting with homework. And just like with all of our clients, you leave with homework and we leave with homework. What kind of improvements have you seen Clay Stairs and the team make to your business over these last couple of years?
I think the main thing that it's changed in me, and it's what Clay told me one of the very first times we met. He said the biggest hurdle was going to be me, that I was going to have to do some mindset changes. And that seemed okay. I thought I could be ready for that. But when you really get into it, you realize I have a lot of mindset changes to make. And you have to make them one at a time. You have to dig them out. And so Clay has helped me with that week by week, reminding me of the things I need to be doing and helping me understand better how to grow my business.
Now, question number 3 of 5 here. I'm going to pull up your website, and a lot of people tell me that they have someone who helps them with their mindset, and they have someone else who helps them with their website, and someone else that helps them with their online reputation, and someone else who helps them with their online ads. How has working with Clay Stairs and the team helped you, having one person or one team that does all of that?
Well, it's great to have it because we don't have to mess with the technical piece of it as much. We're really good at building houses. We're not great at building websites or trying to do all the other things that are backroom pieces that you need to have. And they're just great to be able to hand this to them and go, this is the way I want my story to be told, and they tell it.
Now, question number 4, for anybody out there that would be considering working with Clay Stairs and the team.
Are you numbering for those at home?
Well, I'm doing this. Well, what is because
I like that. I like for those doing the home version.
I want people to know. I mean, there are certain things I get asked all the time by potential clients, and I want to hit on those.
I love it.
So, number 4, what would you say to anybody who's thinking about working with Clay Stairs and the team? What would you say? What would be your thoughts?
I think that he is a genuine. He's available, he's wise, and he's infuriating. The way I've been describing.
And then finally, my question number 5 is the weekly meetings. What I find is that consistent people who grow businesses, they embrace this idea. Some call it Kaizen. I'm not going to argue about the philosophy you have to endorse here, but the idea of continual improvement, the idea of that every week, you're whittling away a different iteration. You're making it a little bit better, 1% better a week for 50 weeks, 2% better a week for 50 weeks, as opposed to an event. How has the weekly, that methodology of having a weekly meeting where our team leaves with homework and you leave with homework, how has that methodology impacted your business?
Well, of course, it helps us as we're trying to grow, but it also has helped us design meetings that we have with our clients and our trade partners. We start handling them the same way when we come with a regular agenda. We talk about the same things. We know what we're going to do in advance. We know how to measure it. And so it helps us on a daily basis in our work. And then it helps us grow when we come meet with Clay, because we know we have to do our homework and show up and be able to answer the questions and study and analyze the answers.
Now, Stairs, I'm going to turn it over to you because you guys work together weekly. I just wanted to kind of hit those questions that I get asked a lot from potential clients.
Sure. Yeah. Well, Brian, hey, I first of all want to congratulate you guys on your big win just this last week, winning the Tulsa Parade of Homes. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. We were very proud of that. It's always fun to win.
Yeah, you guys actually won another award there too, right? Wasn't it the?
Yes, we also won the best interior design. So when the judges come through, they're judging the overall house and that impact, but they also look at the interior design, and we won on that award as well.
Fantastic. Judging you. It doesn't sound like a safe environment when those judges come in. So
no, it's not a safe environment, but you have to put yourself out there sometimes so you can win.
Yeah.
And that's not, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here, but that's not the only Parade of Homes award you've received over the years. How many are you up to now from the parade?
Oh gosh, I'm not sure. We've been in the Parade of Homes for over 30 years, and we've been able to do that consistently. So several years and multiple years we've won in different categories and in different places, but we've done it in the last 10 years. We've probably won 8 or 10 times.
Fantastic.
That's hot sauce.
Yeah, and Brian, I'd like for you to talk a little bit as well. You're a family business, literally family business. You have your son and your son-in-law and your daughter-in-law working with you as well. How have we been able to help you navigate that minefield with working with your family?
I think it's the having systems. When you're working with family, you have close relationships, trying to call out people to accountability is a little kind of a sticky wicket. But if you have a system, you can just ask a question. Do we have a system for that? Did you follow the system for that? And then that can lead you into the right conversations, and you don't have to be challenging each other personally. You're challenging the system. Are we working the system? Is it working for us? And that makes it a lot easier on a daily basis. And we have that conversation all the time about, do we have a system for that? Let's write a system for that. Let's follow the system for that.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's one of the things that at the Leadership Initiative, Clay, I know you begin to see this as well. When our clients begin to talk through the lens of systems, and begin to ask that question, do we have a system for that? That's when you know that you're actually beginning to think like a manager.
Your love language.
Yeah, exactly. You're getting away from just the emotional, oh no, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
And beginning to think systematically. So that has been one thing that I've really enjoyed about working with you and your team, and how you guys are consistently each week putting more and more systems together.
Now, Brian, I want to interject this, and then we'll go to Sean here. What I find is that successful business owners, they like to bore down on the details, and people that are not successful tend to struggle with boredom, and they want to move on to a new thing. And so the natural current, again, according to Inc. magazine, 96% of businesses fail. So as a coach, our job is to coach you down a proven path. And so there's a lot of repetitive things we have to go over every week. We need to gather Google reviews from your happy customers. We need to gather video reviews from your happy customers. And those Google reviews and video reviews are what we would call online reputation. And so when a potential buyer then thinks about working with you, they can find your reputation easily. Yeah. And so whereas before, you may have had to tell the customer, hey, I've built this many houses and here are some phone numbers, but now those testimonials are unearthed and the real people are here on display, on camera, on video, and you're building multi-million-dollar homes. Can you talk about how the video reviews and the Google reviews that we go over every week have impacted your sales process?
Oh, tremendously. When we have people come in, when we used to have people come into our office to hear about our process and how we build homes, they didn't know us. They didn't know what we were going to do. They didn't know what to expect. Now, when they come in, they've already seen it. They've already heard a video from me. They've already seen our clients telling them about us. So it's a lot easier to be able to then get back down to the brass tacks of what it's going to be like to build their house. They're already believing in us. And that value of them believing in us in advance is just immeasurable.
So you are, and again, this is just something I want to get your thoughts, because I work with so many home builders all over the country. And Aaron Antis once said this, and he runs a company called Shaw Homes, which, by the way, we don't work with two people that do the same thing in each city. Right. And I reached out to Aaron when you guys were talking about working with each other. And I asked Aaron, is it okay if we work with another home builder in Tulsa? And Aaron goes, oh, absolutely. Brian has a stellar reputation, and he doesn't do what we do. He builds custom houses. And that's who you got. We do. Shaw is more of you buy in a neighborhood, where you guys customize. Well, anyway, Aaron told me, he said, Clay, when we used to have people that would reach out to us, they used to have a lot of questions and were very unsure of working with us. And he said, now that we have all these video reviews and Google reviews you've helped us gather over the past 6 or 7 years, people are pretty much going in from like, I don't know, if we're comparing you to 5 or 6 other builders to, we've pretty much already made the decision before we've even reached out. Are you hearing that at all? Or is that just unique to maybe Shaw?
We broke ground this morning on a new project, about a $4 million house. And when the people walked in, they said, we saw you online and we knew you were the guy. We just felt that was what we needed to do. So when we came here, we wanted to work with you. And they found us by reaching out and seeing us online. We had never met them before. And when they walked in the door, they said, let's go. And that's amazing to me. I didn't believe you guys when you told me that would happen. I thought that couldn't happen.
Nobody does. Now, and then final question, I have to go to Sean here. I have a lot of builders, and I'm going to send this to them today.
Yes, I've got builders and just other clients that they bought Clay on this one area of getting Google reviews and getting video testimonials. Oh, I just don't have time, Clay. I don't know. That's weird.
And every one of my clients that gets Google reviews, I mean, they win. The pizza business I work with in Florida, Papagallo's. So many people are driving 30 miles to get pizza because it's the highest rated pizza place in Florida.
It works.
So what would you say to somebody out there who's a little bit resistant? Maybe they're kind of reminding you, maybe your first meeting with Clay Stairs, and there's a little, you're trying to figure it out. What would you say to anybody that's a little resistant to getting objective video reviews and Google reviews from actual clients?
I think it's invaluable. We're spending quite a bit of time doing that. And it's amazing to me that when you ask people, they will actually do it. I was very resistant to that. But when you start asking them, and you start asking them, what do you think about our product? How do you like our home? What do you like about Brian DeWitt's homes? They will tell you. And it's like, that's amazing that they will tell other people. You're just standing there listening to it. Sometimes it's embarrassing that they say such good things. But it's like, wow, let's get that out there.
Now, Sean, you work with a lot of wonderful clients. You also assist working with Brian Wiggs. What question would you have for Brian?
Well, Brian, do you recall the first group interview at Brian D. Wiggs' homes that we did?
I do. Those were some amazing and crazy interviews.
So the group interview is something that I'm always astounded that people haven't heard of it. I've got the curse of knowledge now. It's just such a useful tool. But I think there were about 30 people there. We couldn't even fit them inside your little office. We had to do it on the front porch on your Main Street office in Jinx. Out of that effort of like having to grow your team, maybe a little bit beyond your family there, and having to look outside of that, how has that process worked out, and how did the group interview kind of come into play for that?
The group interview was great. It was awkward. I had to change my mindset, like I mentioned earlier, because you're working through a great number of people. I didn't think as many people would show up as they did, but we did the way you told us to do it. And so then we really did have 30 people. We couldn't get them in our building, and we went outside, and I stood out basically in the street on Main Street and yelled at 30 people and asked them questions. But ultimately, we hired a new woman that has just been fantastic. She fits us perfectly. She's almost like family. So how'd that happen? I don't know, but a group interview certainly led us to it. That's where she came from.
I love it.
Now, you, one thing that you and Clay Stairs have, and I'm not just saying this because you're both here. This is a real thing.
You say that to all the people.
No, there are times you see me sometimes get into altercations with people. You've seen it.
Clay, I have seen it.
I
yes.
don't avoid combat, okay, or conflict. So, no, seriously,
Conflict, not combat.
well, it is sometimes both. It's combative.
It
But
is.
you speak highly of Brian Wiggs when he's not here.
Yeah.
And you always praise the quality of his work.
Yeah.
And without reservation, you praise him. But if people can't find him, what we feel about him doesn't matter.
Exactly. That's
So
really good, Clay.
So
Yeah.
I'm having a lot of people that I'm running into now that are reaching out to me and they go, hey, I saw your wife as a testimonial on, this has happened multiple times. Hey, I've seen your wife testimonial on Brian D. Wiggs' website. Do you really like him? And I go, oh yeah. He's like, well, okay. And I'm getting a lot of that. How rewarding is that for you, Brian, now that you're finally, after years of building homes, you're finally starting to have new people that you did not know previously finding you online? What's that been like for you, sir?
Yeah.
Well, it's been really good because we've taken a lot of pride in the product that we produce. We think we built the great houses. I've been doing this for 35 years. I'm very proud of it. But when people can't find me, that they don't even know me, then they go build with somebody else, and I see the house going up. I'm thinking, why didn't you come to me? I'm the one that builds the great houses.
Yeah.
But they didn't know me. So that being able to get it online and find me has just been amazing for us. It's like they can finally get out and we can put our product out to a lot more people.
Yeah. Yeah. Brian, you and I, going back to the mindset, you and I have spent quite a bit of time, even outside of our weekly meeting, talking about this journey that you've been on in just changing your mindset. Huge visionary, big visionary, loving the big vision, and struggling with the minutia and the details and everything. But if somebody else were in this same spot, if we had other clients that were really getting stuck in that emotional phase and getting stuck with that mindset, what would be some of the things that you did to help press through and change the way you think, to allow you to be able to take these steps that you've taken at Brian D. Wiggs Homes?
Well, we do deal with the emotional dragon a lot here, and each of us have had to deal with that. And we've been sort of sharing that with our clients. Go, hey, the emotional dragon is going to pop up here. Be ready for it. It's going to hit you. It's going to hit us. And so we know how to work through it. But the way we work through it is when we create these processes.
Yeah.
And we write them down. Okay, what is it that I do on a daily basis? Where do I run into that emotional dragon? And then I work out ways that I can be prepared and go, okay, what's my system? And we'll work through that. So it's back to the process, back to the system is what helps us overcome that emotional dragon.
Yeah, I've been very proud of you and your sons, as you guys have been able to work more and more and follow, not just put them together, but follow your systems in your company. So.
Now, I want to go to Sean next year. I've got one more question for you. Being present is a present. And a lot of people are not present, but they are physically present. Let me try again. So there's a lot of people who, and thankfully I've got a wonderful roster of clients that mentally participate in what we're doing, so I don't have these problems. But there are people that, they want to do their weekly coaching call while eating a salad, while on the road.
Yeah.
And what I do is that's why I only take on 160 clients. That's why we have a limited number of clients that Clay Stairs takes on, because if someone's coachable, it's very easy to work with them. Mm-hmm. But when you have somebody who's clearly eating a salad, clearly at lunch, clearly mentally at lunch, and physically at lunch while trying to do your weekly call, because most of our clients are not in Tulsa, it makes it almost impossible. And I love the idea that you mentally participate. Can you maybe talk as a coaching client, what kind of is on the receiving end of the coaching? How much time do you have to block out for that weekly meeting? And what does that look like?
Well, we meet with Clay for an hour once a week. Sometimes we'll meet with him in his office. Sometimes we'll catch each other on the road. But when we do, we stop and we're 100% present for that period of time. And just being, I don't know I could do it unless I was 100% present. Many times Clay's sharing ideas with me. I'm like, okay, wait a second. So what you're saying is, and I can repeat it back and then finally work through it. But it takes that, I got to be paying attention to it. I'm a slow learner. So I got to work through it piece at a time.
Sean, any final question you would have for Brian D. Wiggs? Again, that website, folks, I'll make sure I put it on the show notes. That's briandwiggs.com. He could be a male model, but he's not. It's briandwiggs.com.
It's a good-looking man.
He's a real person, real business,
Yes.
briandwiggs.com. He's not a hired actor. Sean, what are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, more than a question, I just wanted to bring up at the beginning how you and Clay Stairs met. You guys met at the chamber.
Right. And I remember our first meeting down at Utica Square, sitting
Yeah.
at lunch together. I remember that forever ago.
That's
Now,
right. It's
the
been a
way-
while.
Now, the way it works with Clay Stairs and I, it all starts with that initial phone call. It starts with scheduling a consultation and just scheduling a free assessment to see if someone's a good fit. What would you say to anybody out there considering working with Clay Stairs and Sean and the coaches and working with them? What would you say?
I'd say give it some time to come in and hear what they have to say and really listen. Like you just said, be 100% present, even in those first moments. Because I remember asking Clay, I said, okay, if what you say is true, I'll do this. And he goes, trust me, if you'll do what I say, it will work. And that was the truth.
Yeah.
Now, you have 3 monitors and a circular table. I'm not sure what percentage of your success is attributed to that.
And he's
Do
got
the
his
listeners-
name. He's got his name on his table.
Do the
too.
listeners
That's
have to
hot.
have a custom table to be successful, Brian?
You don't have to do that, but it helps.
Okay, nice. Brian
You can get
D.
there
Wiggs.
faster. You can get there faster if you do that.
And folks, we live in the house that Brian built, and the way I did that, and Brian can attest to this, I'm sure. I told my wife, you design it how you want so that you're happy with the house that you built. I get the pool, though.
There you go.
And
Can we talk about the pool?
the pool's an incredible
We
thing.
got to go to the pool.
And my wife, though, she really, really loves it. And there's not a day that goes by that she doesn't compliment it or give someone a tour. She's always proud. And we've built multiple houses, but this is the favorite home that we've lived in. So thank you on behalf of my wife and our family. I appreciate you very much, Brian. And again, folks, if you're looking to build a home and you happen to be in the Tulsa, Oklahoma area, that's briandwiggs.com. Thank you, Brian, for joining us. We really do appreciate you.
Thanks a lot,
Thanks,
Brian.
guys. Enjoy it.
Take care, brother.
See ya.
See ya.
The number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year. We are Jared and Jennifer Johnson. We own Platinum Pest and Lawn and are located in Owasso, Oklahoma. And we have been working with Thrive for business coaching for almost a year now.
Yeah. So what we want to do is we want to share some wins with you guys that we've had by working with Thrive. First of all, we're on the top page of Google now. Okay. I just want to let you know what type of accomplishment this is. Our competition, Orkin, Terminex, they're both $1.3 billion companies. They both have 2,000 to 3,000 pages of content attached to their website. So to basically go from virtually non-existent on Google to up on the top page is really saying something. But that's come by being diligent to the systems that Thrive has, by being consistent and diligent on doing podcasts and staying on top of those podcasts to really help with getting up on with their listing and ranking there with Google.
And also we've been trying to get Google reviews, asking our customers for reviews. And now we're the highest rated and most reviewed pest and lawn company in the Tulsa area. And that's really helped with our conversion rate. And the number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year.
Wait, say that again. How much are we up?
411%.
Okay, so 411% we're up with our new customers. Amazing.
Right. So not only do we have more customers calling in, we're able to close those deals at a much higher rate than we were before. Right now, our closing rate is about 85%, and that's largely due to, first of all, like our Google reviews that we've gotten people really see that our customers are happy, but also we have a script that we follow. And so when customers call in, they get all the information that they need. That script has been refined time and time again. It wasn't a one and done deal. It was a system that we followed with Thrive in the refining process, and that has obviously the 411% shows that system works.
Yeah, so here's a big one for you. So last week alone, our booking percentage was 91%. We actually booked more deals, more new customers last year than we did the first 5 months, or I'm sorry, we booked more deals last week than we did the first 5 months of last year from before we worked with Thrive. So again, we booked more deals last week than the first 5 months of last year. And it's incredible. But the reason why we have that success is by implementing the systems that Thrive has taught us and helped us out with. So.
Some of those systems that we've implemented are group interviews. That way we've really been able to come up with a really great team. We've created and implemented checklists. That way everything gets done and it gets done right. It creates accountability. We're able to make sure that everything gets done properly, both out in the field and also in our office. And also doing the podcast, like Jared had mentioned, that has really, really contributed to our success. But that, like I said, the diligence and consistency in doing those and that system has really, really been a big blessing in our lives. And also, it's really shown that we've gotten the success from following those systems.
Yeah. So before working with Thrive, we were basically stuck. Really no new growth with our business. And we were in a rut, and we didn't know.
The last 3 years, our customer base had pretty much stayed the same. We weren't shrinking, but we weren't really growing either.
Yeah, and so we didn't really know where to go, what to do, how to get out of this rut that we're in. But Thrive helped us with that. They implemented those systems. They taught us those systems. They taught us the knowledge that we needed in order to succeed. Now it's been a grind. Absolutely, it's been a grind this last year. But we're getting those fruits from that hard work and the diligent effort that we're able to put into it. So again, we were in a rut. Thrive helped us get out of that rut. And if you're thinking about working with Thrive, quit thinking about it and just do it. Do the action, and you'll get the results. It will take hard work and discipline, but that's what it's going to take in order to really succeed. So we just want to give a big shout out to Thrive, a big thank you out there to Thrive. We wouldn't be where we're at now without their help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Moore. I'm a pediatric dentist. Through our new digital marketing plan, we have seen a marked increase in the number of new patients that we're seeing every month, year over year. 1 month, for example, we went from 110 new patients the previous year to over 180 new patients in the same month. And overall, our average is running about 40 to 42% increase month over month, year over year. The group of people required to implement our new digital marketing plan is immense, starting with a business coach, videographers, photographers, web designers. Back when I graduated dental school in 1985, nobody advertised. The only marketing that was ethically allowed in everybody's eyes was mouth-to-mouth marketing. By choosing to use the services, you're choosing to use a proven turnkey marketing and coaching system that will grow your practice and get you the results that you're looking for. I went to the University of Oklahoma College of Dentistry, graduated in 1983, and then I did my pediatric dental residency at Baylor College of Dentistry from 1983 to 1985.
Hello, my name is Charles Kolaw with Kolaw Fitness. Today I want to tell you a little bit about Clay Clark and how I know Clay Clark. Clay Clark has been my business coach since 2017. He's helped us grow from 2 locations to now 6 locations. We're planning to do 7 locations in 7 years and then franchise. And Clay has done a great job of helping us navigate anything that has to do with like running the business, building the systems, the checklists, the workflows, the audits, how to navigate lease agreements, how to buy property, how to work with brokers and builders. This guy is just amazing. He's this kind of guy has worked in every single industry. He's written books with like Lee Cockrell, head of Disney, with the 40,000 cast members. He's friends with like Mike Lindell. He does Reawaken America tours where he does these tours all across the country where 10,000 or more people show up to some of these tours. On the day-to-day, he does anywhere from about 160 companies. He's at the top. He has a team of business coaches, videographers, and graphic designers and web developers, and they run 160 companies every single week. So think of this guy with a team of business coaches running 160 companies. So in the weekly, he's running 160 companies. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's doing Reawaken America tours. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's also doing business conferences where 200 people show up, and he teaches people a 13-step proven system that he's done and worked with billionaires, helping them grow their companies. So I've seen guys from startups go from startup to being multimillionaires, teaching people how to get time freedom and financial freedom through the system. Critical thinking, document creation, putting it into organizing everything in their head to building into a franchisable, scalable business. Like one of his businesses has like 500 franchises. That's just one of the companies or brands that he works with. So amazing guy, Elon Musk kind of like smart guy. He kind of comes off sometimes as socially awkward, but he's so brilliant and he's taught me so much. When I say that, like Clay is like, he doesn't care what people think when you're talking to him. He cares about where you're going in your life and where he can get you to go. And that's what I like most about it. He's like a good coach. A coach isn't just making you feel good all the time. A coach is actually helping you get to the best you. And Clay has been an amazing business coach. Through the course of that, we became friends. I was really most impressed with him is when I was shadowing him one time. We went into a business deal and listened to it. I got to shadow and listen to it. And when we walked out, I knew that he could make millions on the deal. And they were super excited about working with him. And he told me, he's like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to turn it down, because he knew it was going to harm the common good of people in the long run. And the guy's integrity just really wowed me. It brought tears to my eyes to see that this guy, his highest desire was to do what's right. And anyways, just an amazing man. So anyways, impacted me a lot. He's helped navigate anytime I've got nervous or worried about how to run the company, or navigating competition and an economy that's like, I remember we got closed down for 3 months. He helped us navigate on how to stay open, how to get back open, how to just survive through all the COVID shutdowns, lockdowns.
I'm Rachel with Tip Top Canine, and we just want to give a huge thank you to Clay and Vanessa Clark.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan with Tip Top Canine. Just want to say a big thank you to Thrive 15. Thank you to Make Your Life Epic. We love you guys, we appreciate you, and really just appreciate how far you've taken us.
This is our old house, right? This is where we used to live a few years ago. This is our old neighborhood. As you can see, it's nice, right?
So this is my old van and our old school marketing, and this is our old team. And by team, I mean it's me and another guy.
This is our new house with our new neighborhood. This is our new van with our new marketing, and this is our new team. We went from 4 to 14, and I took this beautiful photo. We worked with several different business coaches in the past, and they were all about helping Ryan sell better and just teaching sales, which is awesome, but Ryan is a really great salesman. So we didn't need that. We needed somebody to help us get everything that was in his head out into systems, into manuals and scripts, and actually build a team. So now that we have systems in place, we've gone from 1 to 10 locations in only a year.
In October 2016, we grossed 13 grand for the whole month. Right now it's 2018, the month of October. It's only the 22nd. We've already grossed a little over 50 grand for the whole month, and we still have time to go. We're just thankful for you, thankful for Thrive and your mentorship, and we're really thankful that you guys have helped us to grow a business that we run now instead of the business running us. Just thank you times 1,000.
The Thrive Time Show 2-day interactive business workshops are the highest and most reviewed business workshops on the planet.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.
Hey, I'm Ryan Wimpy with Tip Top Canine, and I'm the founder.
I'm Rachel Wimpy, and I am a co-founder.
So we've been running Tip Top for about the last 14 years, franchising for the last 3-4 years. So someone that'd be a good fit for Tip Top loves dogs, they're high energy, they want to be able to own their own job, but they don't want to worry about, that high failure rate. They want to do that like bowling with bumper lanes.
So you give us a call, reach out to us, we'll call you, and then we'll send you an FDD, look over that, read it, fall asleep to it, it's very boring, and then we'll book a discovery day, and you come and you can spend a day or two with us to make sure that you actually like it, make sure training dogs is something that you want to do.
So an FDD is a franchise disclosure document. It's a federally regulated document that goes into all the nitty-gritty details of what the franchise agreement entails.
So who would be a good fit to buy a Tip Top Canine would be somebody who loves dogs, who wants to work with dogs all day as their profession. You'll make a lot of money, you'll have a lot of fun, it's very rewarding. And who would not be a good fit is a cat person.
So the upfront cost for Tip Top is $43,000. And a lot of people say they're generating doctor money, but on our disclosure, the numbers are anywhere from over $1 million a year in dog training, what our Oklahoma City location did last year, to 25, 35 grand a month.
To train and get trained by us for Tip Top Canine, to run your own Tip Top Canine, you would be with us for 6 weeks here in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
So we've been married for 7 years.
8 years.
8 years. So if you're watching this video, you're like, hey, maybe I want to be a dog trainer. Hey, that one sounds super amazing. Go to our website, tiptopcanine.com, click on the yellow franchising tab, fill out the form, and Rachel and I will give you a call. Our Oklahoma City location last year, they did over $1 million. He's been running that shop for 3 years. Before, he was a youth pastor with 0 sales experience, 0 dog training experience before he ever met with us.
So just call us, come spend a day with us, spend a couple days with us, make sure you like training dogs, and own your own business.
Well, the biggest reason to buy a Tip Top Canine is so you own your own job and you own your own future, and you don't hate your life. You get an enjoyable job that brings a lot of income, but is really rewarding.
My name is Seth Flint, and I had originally heard about Tip Top Canine through my old pastors who I worked for. They trained their Great Pyrenees with Ryan and Tip Top Canine. They did a phenomenal job and became really good friends with Ryan and Rachel. I was working at a local church, and it was a great experience. I ended up leaving there and working with Ryan and Tip Top Canine. The biggest thing that I really enjoy about being self-employed is that I can create my own schedule. I have the ability to spend more time with my family, my wife and my daughter. So my very favorite thing about training dogs with Tip Top Canine is that I get to work with the people. Obviously, I love working with dogs, but it's just so rewarding to be able to train a dog that had serious issues, whether it's behavioral or whatever, and seeing a transformation, taking that dog home, and mom and dad are literally in tears because of how happy they are with the training. If somebody is interested, I'd say don't hesitate. Make sure you like dogs. Make sure that you enjoy working with people, because we're not just dog trainers. We are customer service people that help dogs, and so definitely don't hesitate. Just come in and ask questions. Ask all the questions you have.